why did you start Jolly and what inspired you?
Okay, so I have been in the children's space now forever. I think now 7-8 years, and everybody hits a time wherein you are just figuring out what is the purpose of your life. I hit that around 2016-17, and that went on for 2 years, wherein I just read constantly. So all of the books that you see here is read in like 1.5-2 years. So, and during that time, I was just thinking that what is the purpose of my life? What do I want to do, which is something very large? And I realized that I want to stick to one space. One of the books that I read said that if you spend 10,000 hours in something, you become an expert. And I thought, okay, let's just become an expert. I was in the children's space at that time, and I just decided to dedicate my life in it. Meanwhile, I fell in love with the space. So there's just so much to solve for children. There's so much to do for them that I think that drives me. That is why I started Jolly.
So, why did you always wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I think that's how all of my childhood was actually. I come from a Marwari business family. All of our dinner conversations used to be business. I remember I was in 5th, 6th standard and I would go to my dad's publishing place. He was in the newspaper business, and night 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we would go and see how newspapers are getting printed. And I used to get very excited seeing these very, very large machinery, and we're just pushing out 10,000 newspapers in like seconds. So from that time on, I got hooked on to manufacturing. So I would visit a lot of plants, I would talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and that's how all of my childhood and life was. I don't think I know any other way to operate actually.
What drives your entrepreneurial spirit?
I think for me, because 5-6 years back, I had this hit in my mind that I have to do something for childhood. Why do I want to do something for childhood? Because again, it's much deeper in my whole life sense. But if the society has to be happy, children have to be happy. Because whatever trauma or anything that you feel as an adult has got something to do with your childhood. So for me, it's important that I'm contributing in some manner my life to the society, and to do that meaningfully, the best way is to do something for children. Now that purpose in itself is so large that I never feel the deficit of motivation.
Tell us, what is your go-to book?
My go-to book, so I have quite a few favorites actually. I do like David Malcolm all books, so Freakonomics and Outliers. That's one. The other one that I have recently liked is The Infinite Game from Simon Sinek. That's again a very good book. When it comes to fiction, I think Murakami is my go-to writer. Amazing writing, and very deep. You can almost visualize what he's written. And another Indian author would be Arundhati Roy, God of Small Things. Love the book.
So, talking about Jolly, we heard that you were recently featured in Sequoia Spark cohort. So, tell us about your experience.
So the Spark cohort is great. Absolutely, it's great. I think the biggest thing for me to be around so many other women founders and who are doing such exceptional work across the globe, not just in India but in Indonesia and other places as well. So seeing women really drive things in almost any and every business area, that's great.
So, we recently heard that Jolly turned 1.
Yeah.
And we would like to know that what has been your favorite Jolly moment of the year?
There have been too many actually. So like for example, when we got the first customer review and people were like, okay, we love this, what you're doing, we have gotten this bundle from you and we love it, that was a great Jolly moment. When we were able to take out our website live for the first time. At that time we had this subscription model. So that website when it went out for the first time, the app when it went out for the first time. Now in the last 10 days when we are actually getting recurring orders for the first time, when I saw the social media language transform. So all of these moments have been great moments.
We heard that kids are your favorite people. So
Yes.
Why is that?
Because they don't judge you.
If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
I won't give any advice. I would say that do whatever you are doing, but you are going to have a blast in your life. So just your life has not unfolded yet. I think I don't want to be hitting a ceiling even when I'm 70 or 65. I don't want to be at a place where I feel that I'm not growing.
Tell us one person that inspires you the most.
Again, I think quite a few people. I am very inspired by my mom. I think she was that woman. I was born and brought up in a very small town kind of a city, and I lived in multiple cities, right? And in that situation, I would see my mom to be this courageous woman who would not do the regular things that a woman is supposed to do, and she would have her own calls, and she would be creative at the same time. She'd be cheerful at the same time. So, I think that's one.
So rapid fire round, you have to be quick.
Okay.
So what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear of these words? Kids,
Cute, fun.
toys,
Toys, sometimes necessary, sometimes not.
home,
Home is this. I mean, an open space, lots of light is home.
food,
Food, noodles. I love noodles.
travel,
Travel is solo travel in my mind. I always think of mountains. I think of trekking and hiking.
jolly.
Jolly is going to be bigger than the universe sometime.
Great.
Okay, folks. So I think we have gotten a lot of answers, and I have a meeting. So can I run?
Alright, so we just have last 4 questions. We'll be quick.
Sure.
So what's your favorite travel destination?
Himalayas, always, anytime.
And what do you do when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I'm actually I have a fairly social life, so I have friends to catch up with. Then I like going out to parties. I like to travel, quite a bunch of stuff, or read.
Alright. Any message from your side to the team?
From my side to the team, nothing. I think all of us have our own journeys, and just that it is going to be amazing the next 20, 30, 40 years. As a much older person, I can see that there is going to be transformation. So every time I look at a person in the team, I always think of what are they going to be in the next 3 years. And I imagine something very different from what they imagine. The bridge is only how do I convey that. So.
Great. Okay, so last question. What's your vision for Jolly?
My vision for Jolly is for us to become that safe space globally wherein any and every parent feels that okay, this is the right place for me. This is the place where I feel safe and welcome and not really overwhelmed. So I think that's important. The other vision that I have is that we are able to create some kind of a very inclusive office, like very physically. If I imagine it to be a very large office, but with play areas in every floor and children just coming in, going out and having fun.
I mean, that would be really interesting.
Yeah. We could include pets too, so yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Akriti. We'll catch up with you again soon.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.